and welcome back to another episode of The Buggy Show, where audio, video, and other issues are always a problem. Well, back to another episode of The Infinite Podcast. Sorry, guys, we're running a bit late. We're having some issues with stuffs and things, but we're here now. Let's get straight into it, because there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, the Netflix and Warner Brothers thing just happened this morning, so we don't want to talk about that. We're just talking about that. Holly, how's your week been? What have you been up to? How's things? All that good stuff.
Until about 10 minutes ago when I tried to sign into the show, it was good. Good. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. The saga continues with Holly yelling at Riskit about his terrible boo-boo program. I have been playing Arc Raiders, just Arc Raiders and Fallout 76.
No lifing it. No lifing.
Yes. Yes, I am preparing for the Great Expedition. I'm on the last page of the expedition where you have to just donate tons and tons of stuff. I was selling all this stuff, saving my money, because I heard that it was like $800 and something thousand worth of whatever. So I was like, oh, I got this. I'm saving all my money. Be great. And then I got to the last page and found out it's not actual dollar, like in-game currency that you have to put towards it. It's materials for each bucket, which is completely different. And so now basically I'm going in, grabbing as much goop as I can that's high value, and just getting out. Like that's just the loop, so that I can donate all of the stuff and still, have some time to actually play the game. But I love it. And on Fallout 76, I've been playing that forever and ever and always, and there was a new update this week that has Walton Goggins as the ghoul in it, and there's an entire new section of the map that's been added. So yeah, that's it. Hello and welcome. Your program, Riskit.
That's still a thing. Fallout 76. Go. Why won't it just go away? Yeah, but we'll talk more about Arc Raiders. Donte, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Yo. Week has been good, man. I'm working from home this week. Actually, for the rest of the month, they're doing some construction at my work.
Nice.
For the rest of December, get the end of the year at home. So I'm kind of happy about that. Outside of that, let's see, man. What have we been playing? I'm jumped back into Assassin's Creed Shadows so I can finish that, and then been kind of out between that and doing obviously some Arc Raiders with you folks. So that's pretty much been my gaming life. So yeah, things are good though. Yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, I need to get back into Assassin's Creed Shadows because I haven't finished that. Plus, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I think Replace just came out today as well. So was it today, or did I misread that?
It's announced that they actually have an announcement, or excuse me, a release date, which is March. 12th. Yeah.
It's March. Okay, I misread that.
Yeah.
EV Bucks sucks. That is all. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm betting that Holly has a lot to say about EV Bucks. I'm going to try a different program next and see how we go. But also, I've got another announcement that might help things in the next 6 months or so. Which you guys are going to be pretty surprised about, and I'm glad there's not a heap of people in chat, otherwise, because I'm going to cop a lot of shit pretty soon. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Arc Raiders, man, and it's crazy how toxic it's become especially on the night raids. The night raids are you will lose all your shit. So I had like a fully stocked inventory, like bunch of stuff. What bothers me is I don't mind like if you want to be toxic and you want a PvP, but what bothers me is when people do really stupid, like start stupid fights that they can't win, and then just get everyone killed. So I was just telling Donte about a guy who started a fight out on the outskirts. There were two guys fighting. I jumped in because I'm like, oh, well, obviously this is going to be an easy kill, and there's no loss to me, and I don't know which one's being toxic, and I would have asked him if I got the chance. But so I killed the guy. This other guy starts a fight with a snitch over the top of him, calls down like a bunch of wasps or whatever. I was never going to win, but he was never going to survive. So why would you start a fight you cannot survive? The point of the game is to loot stuff. And that's happening a lot. People just starting fights for absolutely no reason, going in with free loadouts, just It's just on a night raid. It's just super toxic. It's a little bit better on the electromagnetic stuff. I'd like to see him add some more things in that maybe, I don't know, sort of bring the community together a little bit.
It's
We
about,
had some good.
I
It's
think
what?
it's about how you play too, because there is matchmaking based on your PvP preference. So if you are one who actively shoots back and does the things, then you will start to get matched in lobbies where they're more aggressive. But if you're a more passive player and you respond to the surveys at the end of the match, when it asks you, there's different surveys. Will ask you about like your PvE experience, your overall experience, or PvP. And if you rate the PvP interactions as bad when you do have griefing, then it'll push you more towards other people who also have had a bad experience. But if you are an aggressive player, it will keep matching you with aggressive players. So
yeah, I'm just looking at it. There's a lot of rumors online about they haven't come out and said anything specifically, but I can imagine that would be, and I hope that's what they do. But if someone messes with me,
I mean,
like
it still happens no matter, it's still gonna happen occasionally, but you hope.
Yeah, Monad played one day and then he was like, "No, I'm out of this." I also think that Australia, because when I'm in Bushido's lobbies, right, in American lobbies, everyone seems to be a little bit more chill, a bit more passive. In Australian lobbies, or
a little wild over in Australia, is what you're saying? Is that you guys?
They're pretty wild.
Chill?
Yeah.
Zero chill.
They're very, very wild. There's no chill. Especially on the night raids. Look, everyone does the betrayal thing occasionally, or sees an opportunity where, people are fighting and they step into because you're like, oh, well, obviously I'm going to win this fight because, and I'll do that occasionally. But most of the time I'm just trying to loot and get out, man. People don't want to do it. And I've had a bunch of stuff that's camping the extracts. Oh man, it really bothers.
That's the one part crappy. They're just camping.
They gotta stop.
I'm going in for free loadout. I'm not gonna go loot for anything. I'll just wait for somebody else to get my loot.
I block those people.
That's the type of stuff that's annoying. But I mean, I've been pretty fortunate. Most of my runs, if you guys have been pretty uneventful in terms of people being jerks. Only happened a few times. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's you.
I don't think it's me. It's definitely not me. I play. I'm being a little bit more aggressive now, but I was generally very cool. I even posted a video of that. There was a chicken looting. Might have been a chick. Could have been the voice changer. And she was she gave me an extract key. Because she was like, thanks for being cool and not killing me. Because I've come up, this is the worst thing as well. When you come up on someone who's mid looting and you could just wax them out so quick and you don't. And you're like, hey man, friendly, just letting you know I'm here sort of thing. And then they're like, yeah, cool. And they get all shady and they start shooting you. And it's like, dude, I could have killed you in seconds and I was nice enough to let you live. I don't know. I do like some of the PvP sometime. But there was another one where me and Bushido had taken down a bastion and we were just looting. There's a dude from across the map sniping us. It's like, bro, you're not going to kill us. 1, 2, what is this achieving?
What's the point? You're not going to get over here and loot me, right? It gets stupid. Yep.
Yeah.
It's sort of ridiculous. Also there was a video made about me, which was really interesting in the week and quite funny. And I guess that person continues to show the community who they really are.
Is this
hopefully that gets
from the UK?
Hey, it's a specific person from the UK.
Best friend in the whole wide world.
We're not friends. We are not friends.
The very best friends that anyone could be. The very best friends that anyone can be.
Yep.
I would look at you to laugh with you to your face, but I cannot see you. So
that's crazy. I cannot see you either, Holly. I cannot see you either, though.
We'll fix it. Not this particular thing. So look, I want to jump into the topics, but I've got to sort of tell everyone something that has to. It's just always going to happen eventually. like, I guess. But I have decided to build myself a PC.
Hold on, guys. I gotta
Dun
go.
dun dun. You got a soundboard,
Yeah.
right? Hit that blue. There it is. There it is. There it is. We didn't even plan that. We didn't even plan that.
God damn it! First the Fat Boys break up, now this.
I'm
What
still
is
always going to be
happening?
console. I'm still always going to be console.
Remember,
It's always
guys, everyone. So members of the chat, remember that Riskit once had a tag called "The Last Console Purist." Remember that, y'all? And then look at this. Hell is freezing over.
Hell is.
This is a
freezing
$10,000 machine, by the way. He's not like, testing out the PC waters. My man is buying a PC.
Well, that's didgeridoos. That's like 850 bucks.
It's a PC.
Yeah,
PC.
It's like $7,000 for you guys, I think. Right about that.
I mean, it's an expensive rig, man. That's an expensive rig. Yeah.
I think I'd be interested to know what it is in US dollars, but I'll do the check in a minute. But yeah, so I've already got my CPU on the way, the AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D. I wanted to do path tracing. If I'm going to do this, I want path tracing. It's the main sort of the reason for the build. So I wanted the 5090 just for the headroom, which is the 5090 in Australia. This particular one, and there's more expensive ones. There is one that's like $7,000. Is $4,699. It's crazy. RAM's on the way, which is a bit of a topic that we've got because RAM is like going to go through the absolute roof. So if you need to buy RAM or you're thinking about getting some more memory, do it now. Yeah, well, do it now because it's going to get crazy expensive. Same with SSDs and stuff like SSDs and random access memory. You want to buy that stuff. But this is my rig. The total cost in Australian is $9,598. So it's going to take me a little while to get the scratch together to do this. I'm just going to buy it in parts and I'm going to build it myself. And if you can see on the screen, that is sort of what I'm going to go for. I'm probably going to go for a neutral pressure fan setup, but or maybe slightly positive. Definitely won't be negative. But yeah, that's the kind of look aesthetic I'm going for. Sort of a dark purpley. Or maybe I'll make it green. Who knows? Dark greeny. And then I'm going to get myself, obviously, an OLED. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to go 45-inch wraparound. I don't know which one I'm going to go for. One of these two. But anyway, I just thought I'd make the announcement. I don't even know what the chat's saying.
They're just talking about how you caved. And how, the end is nigh. Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
That's it.
Hell froze over.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is
Hell
pretty much
froze
it.
over. Yeah, yeah. Well, look, man, I want to see, it doubled in price overnight. I managed to pick up, so the RAM that I picked up was 800 and something, and that same RAM, like a couple of days later, was 1,700. So it's like absolutely crazy double price, and I have to wait 6 months to get that RAM to come across. 6 to 4 months, 69 months. So yeah. There you go. I'm probably going to still make the PC jokes because they're funny, but, I'll be struggling with my drivers just like everyone else.
You don't struggle with drivers. It's not that big a deal.
I feel like I will. Yes.
Well, you
drivers.
might, because...
And then I looked at the setup. I was watching actually setting up a PC for the first time. So going through your BIOS, doing all that stuff. And I was like, whoa, this is going to take me a little bit of messing around. But hey, I figured this podcasting shit out, so I should be able to figure that out. And I will be building it myself from scratch. And I'll let you know when I absolutely screw that up and have to buy another expensive part. Hopefully that won't be the GPU that gets ruined. Let's jump on to the first topic. We were sort of talking about in the green room, so let's jump on. That's the big one today. Please hit the like button. Share us out. We go live sometimes during some weeks. So Netflix is buying Warner Brothers. I don't like this, and I don't like consolidation of industries in general. And then it also depends on who's buying it, and then the other options, which Donte's got some thoughts on about, like who was obviously bidding for that. My concern, you look at Netflix, they had a gaming division. they shut that down. They've obviously still got their mobile division that they run through the app on your phone and on your TV, apparently, which I've never used. I don't think many of us would have ever used it. But if you have, shout out in the chat. Let me know what it's like, because I have no idea. But obviously, I do hate PCs, game adaptation. My arm has been twisted. Twisted heavily. Yeah, I think this is bad all around. This creates a bit of a duopoly. We've already got Disney that's like massive. If they get Max and it's Netflix, then you're looking at a duopoly. The only competition there is like Prime, Hulu. You guys have got a couple more streaming outlets. We've got like Stan over here, which is a small Australian one. There's not a lot. There's not a lot competing with these two. So and this is the thing. It seems like a good thing on one hand, because if it's Netflix and Max in the same place, like great, yay. But I'm betting that the price is going to get jacked pretty hard. So I don't think the consumer is going to see a massive benefit to this either. But that's my initial thoughts, because it just happened this morning when I woke up. So I haven't had really a chance to fully process it. Holly, you don't like it?
No, I don't.
Good chat. Donte? That's
Yes. No, I think we're all in the same boat here, right? I just there's just a point where if companies get too large, something is going to suffer. Period. Right? It's just the nature of the business, right? And the concern is always going to be like anyone who is at least for like if I'm thinking about HBO, right? The idea of getting HBO is what you were getting quality TV shows, right? For the most part, like really really good production, really really good storytelling. You know, the whole nine. That was one of the good reasons to always purchase HBO subscription if you did through cable or if you purchased the way the a la carte is right now. So you always get concerned as to like if a large company buys up another company, is that going to then suffer, right? The only benefit is the only potential benefit that this could be a good thing is if they let HBO still function the way it has, give it its autonomy to still basically be what it is, and they leverage maybe throwing like you can have access to HBO for an additional $10 of your Netflix subscription, something like that. That to me could probably be the only benefit of it versus like, I think it's somewhere like around $15 right now if you just purchase like HBO Max by itself. I'd have to go double check those numbers. But if something like that happened where the bundle can save you money if you're already a subscriber to Netflix, maybe that could be beneficial. But yeah, the concern is always that something is probably going to suffer. Like, and on top of that, generally when you purchase another company, people get laid off. Right. In the process, there's going to be jobs that are going to be lost in the process where they got to cut some stuff down. So that means how many people are going to get laid off in the process between, the different companies, because they're buying everything. Right. It's not, it's all the movie stuff, the game stuff. So at some point it's going to be, you got to trim some fat. Right. I hate to say it that way, but you got to trim stuff because you're just getting too big and the payroll's getting too high. So yeah, I think we're all of the same feelings as it's never really a great thing when one company continues to buy up a large one. We've even seen that with even Microsoft and its gaming acquisitions. You're going to probably continue to see that as companies keep doing this. At some point, though, I think we get to this breaking point where regulators have to actually start maybe doing their job a little bit more and maybe saying that like, hey, this is actually kind of killing competition within industries, right? Because you get to the point where it's a duopoly and they get to, if you don't have any competition, that means they get to control the pricing, where we as a consumer kind of get like if we don't have no other choice, what are you going to do, right? You either have to pirate something, or you just basically sit there and just eat the cost if you really want to watch that particular set of programming. So yeah, I mean the only other concern is that I heard that like one of the Saudi companies was like really really close to being the ones to make the bid. I know Paramount was also within side of the bid, and they had offered more money. So like I was kind of concerned about the idea of if the Saudi company had won it, I'm always concerned about, are you going to basically use it to basically silence certain voices, right? Or I don't want anything where there's going to be censorship in that regard. So I'm kind of happy that didn't happen, but it's not like, yay, Netflix, I was so happy, I was hoping that it was going to be you. It's kind of like, it sucks that it has to happen to begin with, that it's always got to be some company has to get purchased by another company. But out of all the companies that were out there for the bid, maybe this one makes probably the most sense because I don't think Paramount would have done that much more better with it, but who knows? Well, I guess it remains to be seen.
Yeah,
I-
I was just
You go.
saying to Dante before, when we only talked about this like a few seconds, but like I canceled my Netflix a few months ago for a variety of reasons, but one of them was I just feel like their content isn't that good anymore. Most of it is like B minus C level content. It's kind of cheesy. It's not very good. Even their like big blockbuster movies are kind of like a little corny a lot of times, just not all that great. Um, and the TV shows, there's a hit here or there, but like I'll buy it for a month, catch up on what I want, and then close it because I just don't. I had Netflix for a long time, and I would find myself not opening it for like months at a time. And HBO I always keep, and you could buy HBO a year a year in advance with a discount. So like I didn't mind doing that, but I'm just done. It's $25 a month for Netflix. That's ridiculous, especially when I don't watch a ton of TV as it is, and they don't give me the option to buy it yearly. Another company that doesn't give you the option to buy it yearly, which is super frustrating. You can't hardly get like I don't know. I just feel like the content isn't that great, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse over time. So I don't want to pay for it. So I hope that the dumbing down of Netflix content isn't something that we also see with HBO. That's what I worry about with Netflix buying HBO, is that they put too many of their fingers in the pie. And like we already saw HBO's quality degrade a little bit they when they were purchased by Discovery. I feel like their content kind of took a little nosedive. I mean, it might have anyway, whether or not they got purchased, but it coincidentally or not, I feel like it did. But Netflix and the path that they've been on, and there's so many foreign shows, which is fine, but even those just really aren't, like, those are real hit and miss too.
Yeah, it's
So
like a lot of content, and you can
yeah, it's
find
not good content. That's the thing. I'd rather have less content and it be really good, like Apple,
you have to really
right?
search and find some gems and stuff. Like I have found some good shows on it, so I'm not like but it is like you got to take a chance, and it's like 2 to 3 episodes in a lot of shows to figure out like, hey, do I want to stick with this?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
like,
and
no,
that's
it's kind of trash.
that's
So.
that's a great point too, is that I've gotten to the point too now where I won't even watch a Netflix show unless I know that it's been picked up for a second season, because they are so cutthroat. They just cut things like instantly. And when I hear like
Yeah.
other people saying, "Oh, this show was great," and then you hear that it didn't get picked up for a second season, I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to watch it. What's the point?" Right? I just won't even bother. That's another problem.
Yeah, that was something I was going to say, is that, and I 100% agree with your sort of sentiment about Saudi. And I would say this, I would say, yes, I would be concerned about like some sort of censorship or changes, just because like the values of Western society and the values of Middle Eastern society are different. I think they're sort of starting to align a little bit more. And so you maybe would expect some sort of changes that maybe we may not like or appreciate. But also, it's very early on in this piece where Saudi's getting into the entertainment industry with EA and stuff, and so
Yeah.
I'm also sort of reserving my judgment as to how they handle that going forward, right? Because it could be a good thing. They could be like,
Yeah.
let's just go balls deep, all out, and give the world what it wants, right? And then make this other content too.
I could be completely like,
Wrong, but we
wrong
don't.
in my assessment of that, right? Because the Saudi company that was considered to be in the running to get it, they could literally just be like, hey, this is an acquisition. We're not going to do anything potentially to change what we feel the viewers want to see, right? My only concern would be if there is content that is made that could potentially be critical of a particular that region, right? And would that particular content then be, in a sense, either kind of like, you'd have to tone something down? Would it be censored? We don't like the way this is making us look. That's what I'm concerned, right? I don't think they would actually touch what we do, but if it becomes something that has to deal with what's happening, like with their culture in Saudi Arabia, would that then be something that they're saying, up, you got to change that, right? That's where I get a little touchy about another, like a large company from another country that is, especially if the country is backing it, potentially purchasing assets for media, because that controls like how it influences. I don't say controls, but it influences how people think, right? And I think art needs to be that space where you have the freedom to criticize everybody, no matter if you criticize your own country or the neighbor country or someone in another region of the world. You should have that freedom to do so without basically someone stepping in because of they own it and saying, you're making us look bad, you got to change that and cut that out.
Yeah. Well, look, we've seen it with China, right? So like they've done it with Tencent. We've seen some censorship and some changes made within the esports and a couple of gaming things.
To us, like, oh, you have this person within the poster. This person needs to be taken out of the poster, and they swap. Like they cut out a cast member who is of dark skin or whatever the case is. So we've seen it happen in real time, and it's like, yeah, it's concerning. And again, it could be completely wrong. It could have been that had they did it, they've been like, hey, whatever continues to make money, it's just an asset for us, right? We're not going to touch it. We'll let the people run it and give the people what they want. But you just never know.
Yeah. So there's obviously that uncertainty. And then going to what Holly said about Netflix sort of canceling stuff, season 2. Yeah, there's been a couple of series that I've dived in on. There was one about the series doing all the serial killers and like the birth of like the FBI's sort of profiling. I can't remember that. I think it was Mind, whatever the hell it was. And it was a really good series, right? Because it was actually going through how all these serial killers were caught.
Mindhunter?
Mindhunter, that's the one, yeah. So good. Such a great show, and they canceled season 2, and it's like, what?
3, I think.
3.
Is it
season 3?
Season 3. It was too expensive, and they didn't want to fund it. So it wasn't like they didn't like cancel it because like it sucked or anything like that. But they were like, it's too expensive to make, and they didn't want to fund it. And so basically, Fincher was like, well, forget it. I'm not going to waste my time on it.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a good show like that, that's actually a draw. Again, we go back to exclusive. That's a draw to your platform. You should invest money in that. And if it's a little bit more expensive, find ways to cut costs. You don't need to cut the whole thing. Mindhunter was amazing. Like a really good sort of a good look at what happened. I really wish someone else picked that up. I don't know. But then they go and pick up Halo. Like, why? Anyway, I think
that was probably they aren't producing it. They just bought probably some pretty cheap rights to just reshow it. It's not. That's different.
Yeah, they're going to make a bit of money out of the back end.
They shopped it to them just because they wanted to see if they can get Netflix to pick it up for a second life for continuing the season. So the showrunners had specifically went to Netflix to be like, hey, we want to see if we can get this thing live on your guys' platform to see if you would want to pick it up. So that was the hope, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about Netflix as well with the quality drop, but what they have really focused in on that works for me. And then I've got kids, so they've got good kids shows that come on there, so it's a must-have. I can't not have Netflix. And the other thing is they have all right documentaries, true crime stuff, and I love that. I eat that stuff up. So like as soon as one gets launched, I watch it. And there's one probably every second month that I'll sit down and watch. They do have good documentaries, so. For me, that's the thing that I kind of keep it for. But the shows, you can't trust them. You literally can't trust the show because you'll be watching, and then season 3 gets canceled, season 4 gets canceled, or season 4 turns into mush. You know what I mean? They don't really know when to wrap it up. Or they do what they did with The Witcher.
Or they take 3 or 4 years to come out with the last season of a show, and they do 3 episodes 4 years later, and then like another 3 episodes a year later.
Months. And then we'll give you the next.
Nobody cares by then. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I hate that formula.
Yeah, they need to stop doing that. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully, Donte, I think the best case scenario is the one that you were talking about, where they have HBO as a separate entity and you get an extra $10 a month and you jump on that. But I doubt they're going to drop the price, and I think it's probably going to get more expensive. We've seen this with Xbox. Sorry, Mo.
Yeah. I would just hope that a company like that, you have to be smart enough to know the reason why people would pay for HBO, right? So if you do anything because of cost to basically degrade the quality of it, then I think you're basically shooting that commodity in the foot, right? And you're basically going to get a bunch of people canceling and HBO. It's like, why did you purchase this, right? Why did you purchase this to not properly utilize it? So I would hope that they would be intelligent enough to say, we're going to make sure we still leverage. We're going to leverage HBO and then make sure that the quality is still focused on those shows. Like, we'll do what we want to give a variety of shows to Netflix that a bunch of people may or may not like. Some will be really good, high quality. Some will be maybe B tier, whatever the case is. But for the HBO stuff, we know that needs to be kind of like creme de la creme. I would hope someone in the room is smart enough to know that. But I guess again, we'll see.
And the other thing, Max just came to Australia. Like, we just got it. So like, we had Binge, which was like our Foxtel, which is like your Foxtel's like. Remember back in the day when you had like satellites, and then they were like, "Oh, we can run a wire to your house. You don't need a satellite anymore." And cable, you guys had, so it was our cable sort of thing where we had like a
Foxtel. It was called Foxtel.
Yeah.
It sounds
it's
like
weird,
a
right?
porn channel.
Well, they were there too.
Yeah, I wasn't watching. What do you? What do you got on the TV? What's on the
tele?
tele?
It on the money shot. It's like. Yeah, look, it's interesting to see what will happen over here, because we just got that, so that sort of killed off. Binge was the iteration of like the streaming, went from cable to streaming, right? So will we go back, or like what will happen? I don't know. Over here, we'll see what happens, but I feel like this is going to be expensive over here. But also, gaming wise, we've seen Netflix shut down their AAA gaming division without even releasing a game. Right, so that's my concern, is like, what are they going to do with the IPs that they have? I would sort of like to see them. I would sort of like to see them sell that section off, or give that section over to someone. I don't know who would be perfect to buy that, but
no, they won't, because the whole, like, they had the option to not include them in the sale, but they said no, we want them, and it's because Netflix is getting big into gaming. Yeah, they have been for a while.
Maybe they want the X.
I haven't met anyone who's actually used Netflix gaming, but I guess.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, right? Their kind of gaming isn't, I don't really think, the type of gaming that we traditionally use, right? It's more like mobile style, I think.
Xbox should definitely not grab any more studios, Tim, at the moment. I think that they're, to be honest, they need to leave any other studios or publishers alone.
Focus on what you got and actually make that good at this point. Like, that's focus on what you have.
Yeah, 110%. Yeah. And I honestly, this consolidation around the whole industry needs to sort of halt, and everyone focus on what they're doing, and then have, what do they call it? Organic growth, which is just a business term for growing your company internally. Which PlayStation has never done. No matter what they tell you, it's just not true. Look, we'll jump on to the other topic that I wanted to jump on, which is supposed to be our sort of lead topic, is I wanted to have a bit of a chat about what we were thinking about the awards. So I know if you guys had a chance to jump in and do your vote, Holly and Donte, but I jumped in the other day and just threw my hat in the ring. Nice. Awesome. So that's kind of what I wanted to go through, like our votes, why we voted like we did, and why, you know what I mean? There's a couple that are just non-sort of starters, but yeah, I guess we'll start at like game of the year and just work our way through the actual, all the votes. Yeah, so for me, obviously game of the year was out of Clair Obscura 33, Expedition 33, it was Death Stranding, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't feel like there's a huge amount of competition for that. Obviously, my vote was, as you can see on screen, Expedition 33. Holly, what'd you vote? Did you vote?
Expedition. Yeah, I did. Expedition.
Yeah, 100%.
To be fair, I haven't played. I've played. Ooh, I lost my butt. I played Donkey Kong. I played Hades 2. I have not played the other 3 yet. So it's hard for me to judge them equally, but I just don't feel like, no shade to any of them, but I feel like the only other one that gave Expedition 33 a real run for its money on like just general respect that I hear about the game from other people and a lot of conversation around it is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But I don't think that's going to win. I think Expedition is going to win. And it should.
I think 100% has to win. Donte, there's some interesting choices as to why some games aren't in this, by the way. But Donte, who'd you go with?
It's a clean sweep in terms of for us 3. I'm right with you, Holly. The thoughts like I've obviously out of the ones that are on here, actually I have not played Death Stranding 2 or Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'm waiting for Hades. I'm not gonna play it on PC. I'm just gonna wait for it to hit console. So I played Hollow Knight and I played obviously Expedition 33. I've not tried Kingdom Come, but again, Platoon says really, really great things in relation to Kingdom Come. So like, like if anyone has that as their game of the year, shout out to them. I know Maddie is like, he feels it's one of his rare games of the generation. So, and our friend Fonz really, really loved it. He raved a lot about it. So, but for me, I think Expedition was just something super special that you don't get to see quite a bit, especially for a studio's first, release, basically major release.
Yeah, right.
And, yeah, it just hit all the notes that you would expect the game to do. So I think it should definitively
or not expect. That's the thing, right? It wasn't expected. It was.
Yeah, I mean, like when we saw it, we're like, oh, that looks really, really cool. But I guess you probably thought, like, is it going to live up to? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to hold up to what I think? How cool it looked, and then it exceeded it far, by leaps and bounds in terms of what you thought it might be. So it looked really, really good. And then when it actually came out, it ended up being, 10 times better than anything I was expecting it to be. So that was my vote as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like, it's like your main thing was like its first game out of the gate, exceeded expectations, absolutely stunningly beautiful, played well. There was a couple of little issues, I think, with the game just based on its sort of indie status, like obviously the traversal. But I think they nailed absolutely every core mechanic of the game. And look, if they made like a second game in the same sort of vein, as in like an RPG. I can't think of my brain's not working today because I was up too late playing Arc Raiders. But if they did like a time-based tactics sort of game like this, I think that there's a couple of things they could work on. But insofar as it's their first game out the gate and exceeding expectations, 100%. I can't see any other game winning. Like Silk Song is good, but I think that's sort of got that niche thing to it. I would say that most of us here didn't finish it just because of fucking art. And then I don't have the time for it. What?
I think it's feel like all these games. Go ahead, Holly.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I think it is like 3 of these are 4 of them. 4 of the 6 are second games in a series, right? And sequels are always tougher to pull the same success, let alone do better. And so I guess it's not having played all of them, but like I would say that while they are I'm sure stellar games, I don't think they wow the audience in the same way because they're first, except for Kingdom Come Deliverance, which had I think a fair bit of decent problems in the first one, but the others, they already set a very high bar and you kind of know what you were getting. Right. Mm-hmm. That's sort of the pros and cons of being a sequel. Right.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, Donte?
I was just thinking that all these games are really good games, right? In terms of I've heard really good positive things about them about them from pretty much everybody I know who's played each of them, right? So like none of these games are bad games. It's just in an era where you're looking for the game of the year. To me, I don't think any of the games outside of Expedition 33 garnered as much conversation. Like I remember being in chat rooms, which I haven't done in forever, right? I was in a chat room with Umbra and like a bunch of other people having a discussion about Expedition 33 weeks after its release, where we were having this discussion about the story and like I don't remember like a group of us just getting together just talking about a game like that. Like it's like yeah, we have some conversations inside of the game chat or whatever the case is, but we're like in this long chat discussion for like over an hour talking about different parts and aspects of the game. So to me, that's a rare thing that doesn't happen all the time, and so that alone to me makes it separate itself from the other games that we're seeing, right? It had that type of an impact. Same like me and you, Holly, we had conversations about it when it came out, right? In terms of like story beats and the way the game plays, you name it. So that alone to me is what kind of gives it that extra, outside of the quality that all the other games are. Because I don't remember having like, yeah, I mean, so I did hear some people talk about again Kingdom Come, but not to the same level as Expedition 33 did. So
Yeah, and it had legs, and it was in the zeitgeist for a while. But above all, it was just it was special. There was something special about it, and I think you can sort of feel that. I did see people when the Game of the Year conversation came out talking about or showing the mechanics of people falling off, the characters falling off shit. But it's just that's just it's not a platformer. It's just not what that game is. It's crazy to me. Best game direction. So this one was a bit tough for me, and you guys may or not disagree, but I think Split Fiction I chose because, and I played that. Shout out to Monad. I played that with him, and it's just the pace of the game and the way the story was good. I wouldn't say it was great, but also the story direction, but also the pacing of the game and the way that they sort of took you through a journey. I think that they and it was a tough one. It was a real tough one for me to sort of to pick really, just because like Expedition was such a great game with such great game direction, but also Split Fiction was as well. So it's like, and I really enjoyed both. It's a tough one. And you're going to see pretty soon that there's a lot of picks for Expedition 33. So I was like, well, I feel like Split Fiction deserves a bit of love as well. So there's also that there. Donte?
So I didn't get a chance to play any of the others. So I went ahead and went for Expedition 33 again because it's the one that I played. And I just felt that like, I felt the way the story unfolds, right? I mean, for anyone who hasn't played it, it's just an interesting thing that I think happens a few hours into the game that I completely was not expecting. And just the way just the way that whole thing unfolds and the way the story's told and to me, it got my vote again. So, but I watched Holly play Split Fiction and I thought it was really, really cool looking. And I thought, I'm not mad that it's on this list. So, if Play Obscure doesn't win again for this one and Split Fiction does, cool, good for them. I'm hoping one day to play Ghost of Yotei, and I'm definitely going to play Hades 2 when it comes out. Not for sure about Death Stranding. I tried to get into the first one, I just couldn't, but we'll see.
No, yeah, I definitely. Yeah, Death Stranding is. PlayStation likes to make a lot of slow, boring games. Holly, how'd you feel about this one? You played both of those.
I also chose Split Fiction for this category because I sort of some of the things that you were talking about as well is that I think Joseph Fares is kind of a genius. I think he's tremendously good at these games, and to reiterate each time and make a completely different game with new experiences that feel new, every single time. Every game is different and new, even though it's kind of doing the same things, is extremely difficult, I would say. And I think he did a tremendous job with Split Fiction. I think the story in It Takes Two was a little bit better for me, but I didn't think the gameplay could get any better than It Takes Two, and then he proved me wrong with this one. And I do think that there were some extremely interesting things that they did, particularly in the last boss level. And I just feel like he did a really good job keeping the momentum with the game. There wasn't a lot of downtime. You always kept your attention. You really wanted to play like every level. It was hard to stop. And I think it's really difficult for any game, movie, TV, any sort of media to always keep you invested and wanting to play and not find any like, oh, this part was a little long, or this episode was a little draggy or something like that. And
It's good
not
pacing.
one thing in this was wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
So for that, I think he deserves this award, because I do think up until Expedition and then up until the Midnight Walk for me, this was Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance either. So
no, neither. And I haven't played Ghost of Yotai, but I played the first one. I haven't played Hades, and I probably will never play Death Stranding, even when it comes to Xbox. So, but these two I did play. And there's going to be a lot of games that come up in these guys in the chat. It's going to come up that we, some of us have played and haven't played. So obviously your picks are going to be biased towards the ones that you have played.
Yeah.
Best narrative, again, I haven't played any of those except for Expedition 33. But I think when it comes to narrative, I think you would be it's very rare to see a game have a narrative as well done as Expedition 33 did it. And so to see a game come along like that once every 5 years, I think, it is probably a little optimistic. You don't get games with that sort of a narrative very often. So I don't see Death Stranding having that kind of a narrative. Ghosts, I definitely know didn't, because there was, a conversation about that online. Kingdom Come Deliverance apparently had like a fantastic sort of story arc, but it wasn't like, again, greatness. And Silent Hill F, I love my horror games, so maybe that will be a good game, but it feels like it's got a little bit of weirdness to me. So we'll see what it's like. I mean, it has to. It's Silent Hill, right? That's sort of what it's built on. But yeah, it's got to be Expedition 33. Donte.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here, folks, but you already know. You already know what it is. Sorry, I mean, this one makes more sense to me even so than the previous one, the previous category, because the story was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like that was what the conversation was building around, right? It just happened to be that the gameplay was really, really cool as well, so it added to it. But the story itself, the characters, is what a lot of the conversations were that continue to happen. Like that was in the zeitgeist, as you mentioned before. So, I haven't heard, again, nothing to take away from any of the other games. I continuously saw and participated in conversations about the narrative for this particular game, and I myself was completely taken by it. Where there were several times where it caught me, and it actually had an emotional reaction towards the story, which is to me that's a really good job by the writers to basically bring that to life and give me something that I'm invested in, where I care about the characters. And like I found all the characters to be interesting, right? I found the narrative to be completely compelling, and I found all the characters to be interesting, which is pretty rare. So to me, easily it's going to be Expedition 33.
Holly?
Yeah, I picked Expedition 33 as well. It's just phenomenal in every way, and to the points that you guys have made, I did see some conversation around the narrative of Death Stranding 2 being really good, but I don't remember anybody particularly sounding from the rooftops about Silent Hill F or Ghosts of Yotai as far as the story is concerned. So it would be the other three that I've heard story beads from, but I think, Expedition 33, everybody was talking about it for the story, which was your point, and I agree.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And guys, let us know your picks in the chat and why you sort of chose them. Be sort of interested to hear. And shout out to Biff Rinaldi for the 5 memberships. Really appreciate that. Please reach out to Biff and thank you for the memberships. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much in the chat. You guys are amazing as always. Best art direction again. This one's a bit more of a tough one though, because It is a bit more of a tough one. I don't think Death Stranding deserves to be in there. I don't think Ghost of Yota deserves to be in there. I don't think Ghost did much more than its predecessor. Hades, again, I think is a beautiful game. There's a change of the color palette, but not the style. But, you know, still good looking game. Hollow Knight, I think, would be one of the ones where you could go to it and say, hey, there's been a bit of a serious sort of upgrade to the game itself. You know, going back to the black and white, the pale original Hollow Knight. But I mean, is adding color to it enough? I don't feel like there's any competition here at all. It's Claire Obscure just had like an absolutely, and it had a very arty art style for a reason that you find out at the end. If you guys haven't played it, I won't spoil it, but like it has that like that classic Renaissance painting sort of feel to it. So yeah, absolutely amazing. For me, I just don't think there's any competition here. Holly?
Same. Well, I mean, I thought Ghosts of Yotai looked very pretty from the trailers. I agree that the Hades and Hollow Knight I probably wouldn't put, high on the list of these. Death Stranding 2 did a really good job with character models, I think. But the art in Expedition 33 is very original, right? The characters, the Nevrons, Minoko, all of the characters in it that weren't human, and there were a lot of them, were very special and very unique. And it takes a lot of cleverness to come up with the world like that, and some of the mechanics and things that they had in the art, the way it moved. So yes, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. Donte?
What? Are you asking my opinion on this? Because you're not going to be shocked. It's going to be the same thing. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Like, I am not going to be surprised at all if like Death Stranding won. I wouldn't be surprised because I think it's a very, very good looking game, and it's like it's one where the character models are so damn good that I completely could not fault anyone for saying that, like, this is my choice. To me, I thought Ghost of Yotai, I think it looks great, but to me, it didn't look that much more different than the original. What was the first one?
Yeah.
Help me out. It's predecessor, right? Tsushima, right? It didn't look that much different than Ghost of Tsushima, so it wasn't like like there was a bar that was set or completely upped, in my opinion, in that one. Is that me?
No, that's me.
Okay. But because like the premise behind it, the fact that it is a turn-based action game, to have the particular art direction that Expedition 33 had, and on top of that, it's just a very beautiful game just to look at, just like the character models, its style for the type of game that it is. I think it all kind of wove into the fact of like the presentation of like, okay, great story, beautiful artwork, and then the actual gameplay in action. So like for me, at least, I'm going to go with this one, considering like all the risks that they took on this type of a game, and were able to nail to make it look as gorgeous as it was. And considering also that it wasn't like they had a crazy budget, right? They made this thing look like $1 million, $1 billion, even though they didn't have a crazy budget to do so. So it gets my vote again for best art direction.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think it's
what I will say before you move on is that my personal game of the year is the Midnight Walk. And I've said this on every show that I've been on that we've talked about these categories and these games. And Midnight Walk should have absolutely been here, and it would have knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting omissions throughout this entire game of the year thing. And I just, again,
it
feel
makes me
like
sad that it's the exact same games over and over and over again. I wish there was a little more spread out.
Yeah, I think Gray said something that I agree with too. I kind of feel AC Shadows got jobbed on not being, put in that category, because to me, I think that's a phenomenally looking game as well, and I feel it should have been nominated for something. And I feel like it just gets like the it's it's Ubisoft, and it's kind of like expectation. They always make a pretty Assassin's Creed game, but at the same time, it's like, but they made a very beautiful game set in Japan. It's like, why did Ghost of Yotai get the nod but not AC Shadows? But I think it looks good. So
Comparable. Yeah, it's definitely comparable. I agree. And there's a couple of really interesting omissions, and it sort of feels like there's a little bit of just within the industry, the media sort of industry as a whole, a bit of is it arrogance or stuck upness or I can't think of the words, like the posh, where
I
we
get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? There's that, and there's also, I don't think that there's well, obviously based on what's been nominated, I don't feel like there's a broad set of board members or voters that play a lot of games across the spectrum. You know what I mean? There's you need those people who spend a lot of time in those indie games that can have a voice as well. I don't think that's there, Holly.
There were more than enough games that came out this year. There were so many good games that came out this year that I don't really feel like you should be seeing this exact same group of games in every major category. It should have been way more spread out, because I think there were a lot of games out this year that maybe didn't have the best narrative, right? But its art was amazing, right? Or things like that. So it's like and Expedition 33, it was pretty much the whole package, right? Like everything about that game was stellar. And I'm sure there's a lot of really good things about all of these, but do they all deserve to be in every category? Probably not.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And there is a, let me just quickly share this tab up. There is a bit of an awards process where it says how were the winners selected. Winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury of 90% and a public fan voting of 10%. Fans can vote for their favorite games, Game Awards. In China, fans can vote via Bilby or other platforms, etc. But I feel like maybe they should blend that that voting percentage back towards, say, 30% public. I think that would give you a broader breadth of games. It also says there you can see the nominees for the most categories and blah, 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 chosen by a jury of over 100 global media and influencer outlets. I don't know if you're getting the right voices in those outlets, to be honest, just because of the lack of variety. Holly,
Well, they do that. They just do that because the problem is that there are plenty of people who would just bot votes if it's any, if the public percentage is high enough, they can just bot votes, and they will. So they have, it's not perfect by any stretch of imagination. I agree that it's a little too, I don't know. It's a little too one way, but I don't know how else you do it and still eliminate, those concerns that they're having for doing anything different.
I think the one thing they need to do, though, because I feel like some of this does a thing where it's like, we got to make sure that at least one or two games from a particular publisher has to be there consistently, so that has a chance to win something. PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then like a publisher like Ubisoft is kind of getting the shaft because it's Ubisoft, right? And I feel like it's kind of taken for granted in that regards. So, like what I'm saying is like, maybe for one of these, especially for something like maybe art direction, if you're doing PlayStation games that are from that particular studio, okay, you give Death Stranding its nod, and then maybe you allow Shadows to get put in there. Do you have to put Yotai in there again, where it's already nominated for a few other things? But it's like, no, it's like kind of increasing their chances to potentially get a win in one of these categories, as opposed to giving other publishers with really good work throughout the year a chance to potentially be nominated. So, I mean, that's just kind of how I feel. I'm not saying that that's true, but that's just kind of how I feel by looking at some of these.
Yeah, and I feel like, to see Claire Obscure Expedition 33 in most of the categories, in a lot of the categories, is makes sense. But to see Ghost of Yotai, and Death Stranding in so many of those categories, and even Hades and Hollow Knight to some extent doesn't make as much sense. So yeah, I mean, Jack's
right. You're picking the darlings versus picking just judging the work to a degree for some of it. So
yeah, it seems that way. Jack's 82 with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Shout out to you. He says 2023 Game Awards was mostly Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Spider-Man 2 and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate, and Legend of Zelda sort of had this is the thing. They had the chops to be in a lot of those categories, but again, Spider-Man 2 did not. So, I mean, there's that whole sort of publisher bias thing that we sort of see. But yeah, to your point, this does happen every year. This is true. Best score in music. Again, for me, just had to be Expedition 33. Like it was by far and away. I don't think there's any other like competitor in any of those. Holly, Donte, Expedition 33.
Clean sweep, man. I mean, like everyone knows the da da dee da. Like I was humming that for weeks, just randomly, right? Just sit up there humming that tune, right? So the music with throughout the game is a standout as well. It's like, and so like to see it in all these different categories makes sense because they hit in all these different categories, in my opinion. They made all of these things memorable, right? The music was really memorable to the point where like by me just looking at it and seeing music in Expedition, I can already hear some of the songs that were from the game. So, and for me, again, I went with that vote for Expedition 33 for best music.
Yeah, 100%, Mo. I agree with that. Like I think South of Midnight should probably have been in there.
It should be in there for music as well. So, Mo, that's a really good point, man.
So
I think it should have.
So should Midnight Walk. It was tremendous. The music in that game was tremendous. But Expedition 33 has absolutely just the best soundtrack. It's funny, over Thanksgiving when my parents were here, I turned it on for my dad, just a little bit of it to listen to, and he was like so intrigued. It's not the kind of music that he would listen to at all, but he was like, what is this? Are they practicing for a concert? Because it was like a YouTube video of them preparing for that French concert series they did. So he was like, what is this? They preparing for a concert? It's a band? I said, it's a video game soundtrack. And my dad was like, how do video games have soundtracks? What does that even mean? What are you talking about? Right. And like, so I explained a little bit of it, and like he was enamored by the music, right? But it's such a beautiful soundtrack. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a no contest. Yeah, Mo, there's a couple that maybe Mo says Expedition 33 is hands down the best in all categories it's in. Yeah, it's hands down most of them, and then there's a couple that's like that it does have a competitor. Like I mean, like I said, Split Fiction director, I think best direction. Yeah, that was good direction, just good pacing, I think, which is what Holly was sort of saying. So this one's a really odd one for me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Arc
Raiders, 100%.
Arc Raiders should be in this list. I agree.
Yeah, how is it not here? And when I was going through it, like there had been no appearance of Arc Raiders.
And it wasn't like past the cutoff, right? It wasn't like it was past the cutoff, right?
It's in.
No,
it's in there.
It's in
there.
They are
like,
absolute lunatics for not having Arc Raiders in this category.
Wild. This is crazy. Wild. Like there's no competition up against anything that's released. And Battlefield 6 for me would be probably the next, with sound design, explosions, gunfire, like just the way that the audio is set up. We're talking about audio design here, like unbelievable. It's it's positioning of noises across the battlefield, the audio cues that sort of tells you what's happening around you. Battlefield 6 does that really, really well. And again, these are the ex-DICE creators, Arc Raiders. And the audio team, the original audio team that sort of did Battlefield 4 where it started, or Battlefield 3-4 where it started to get like crazy good audio, they've gone over to Arc Raiders, and that's why you're seeing some of the best audio design. That audio design informs you of what's happening in Arc Raiders like around the world. You learn what the sounds from the Arc means. You learn about the
everything going on the map in any given time just by the sound.
Listening.
Like when we're playing last night, I'm like, okay, there's a fight that's happening just like a little northwest of us. You know what I'm saying? And
you hear a flare, pop, somebody died. Like exactly. I know each arc by its sound. Like I don't even need to see it. I know it.
You're like, there's a bastion over there, or there's a rocketeer over there. Like, them all. Like, it's crazy how well, and that may seem like intuitive, but to create that is amazing. So I don't know how Arc Raiders did not get best audio design. That's crazy.
Well,
It's crazy.
the conspiracy theory is the fact that there was this absolutely ridiculous grousing around the fact that they used AI implementation in their audio, their voice logs and their voice audio, but they literally went to all the actors, they paid them to use their voice, and then they just simply used text to speech with that paid actor's voice to implement the text that they wanted the raiders to say. It was a much simpler way for them to be able to get the things that they needed. They paid the people accordingly, negotiated prices, negotiated contracts. So it allowed them to save money in the long run, but also fairly paid the people that though they were of good use. So it's a good, positive way of like implementing AI and still keeping fair use and still keeping people's respect.
And
AI
on top of that, the other reason that they did that, if you listen, sorry to cut you off there, Donte, the other reason they did that is like all those reasons, but also when they're producing content later on, it's a much easier way for them to get content into the game a lot quicker. And they were honest about it. They were open about it. And I don't think that like voice acted, like the lines that are said within the game, they're minuscule, minimal, as opposed to the audio design of the game. So yeah, I think, and I honestly think that that's a fine, there's nothing wrong with the way that they did that. You've also got to think they are also an indie studio, right? They're an independent studio. They're small. And what they've done with the audio design is just absolutely crazy. If you watch the documentaries about how the audio designers like went about like finding the different sounds and then blending them to make the different arcs and all that sort of stuff around it is amazing. And they spent a lot of time like recording that stuff and spending the time to do that right. So yeah, I think it's crazy if that's the reason why that's the conspiracy theory. Sorry, Donte, to cut you off. What were you?
That's fine. No. I agree. I mean, I think, and on top of that, as long as people are being compensated for using their actual voices, even if it's being reused a little bit later, just make sure that you're compensating the actual voice actors. So, and when I think about like this particular category for best audio, like there's not a lot of dialogue from the characters anyway. So, but it's the world itself that makes it really, really good, right? Like you mentioned, Holly, the sounds of the different arcs, the footsteps, the different weapons within the game. Like it's really, really distinct. The way the proximity chat works and stuff like that stuff is just really, really good and seamless. So I was very, very shocked that it was not nominated, because to me it would have been my vote. But since it's not on the list, Battlefield to me came in second, right? And so therefore it would be the one that I voted for, because it's also really, really good. It's for the most part, little things that you hear from the different soldiers, that's whatever, but it's the sound of like, the weapons, the tanks, the airplanes, all the stuff that's going around, the consistent chaos really gives you that great feel where you really feel like, okay, this is getting intense, especially if it becomes really, really chaotic. So out of the ones selected, I thought Battlefield was the choice, since we did not see Arc Raiders wasn't nominated for whatever particular reason.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I chose. Holly, which did you vote for?
I actually don't remember. I probably voted for Expedition 33.
Heresy.
I don't remember. I'm not voting for Battlefield, so.
You haven't played a lot of Battlefield. Well, I mean, people get salty about the way that COD's do. Moving on to the next topic, best performance. Tough one actually for me, because Charlie was really, really good. Ben was really, really good, and Troy Baker was also really, really good in all of those roles. So, but I just think Jennifer English sort of pulled it off as Mayel, because she could have ended up being really whiny and annoying. Do you know what I mean? That could have, that character sort of the one that doesn't know what's going on and then has all the trauma and all that stuff that happens throughout the story. That could end up being a sort of a really complainy, whiny, and there is those moments where she has a woe is me, and then there is moments where there's strength, and then it was a really sort of blended character. It was really, really well done. It wasn't one dimensional. It was a she sort of expressed a range of emotion throughout the entire story, and I think appropriately so. And I just think that that was a character where you could have easily, it could have easily been poorly acted, and it was absolutely nailed. I think Ben's character was probably a little bit easier to pull off, as well as Charlie's as well. And I just think that Mayel was a tough character to pull off, and I think she pulled it off. So for me, it was Jennifer English 100%. Troy, sorry to keep talking, but Troy Baker again, like just absolutely nailed Harrison Ford. Like nailed Harrison Ford. Like it's
great.
If you listen to like a small portion, you wouldn't know it's not Harrison. You listen to the whole thing, the whole body of work, and you sort of you pick out moments where maybe he doesn't quite nail that, but like for the most part, he killed it. Like so for me, it has to be Jennifer English, but this is a tough decision. This one, I sort of sat there for a while going, Holly, who'd you choose?
I picked Ben Starr.
Me too.
Right, he's hot. I get it.
He's hot. So's Troy. So's Troy. But Troy Baker is in literally everything. I love the guy. He's amazing. He nailed Harrison Ford. It's not about nailing Harrison Ford. It's about nailing Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But and he did a tremendous job. I wouldn't even be mad if he won. But I just felt like Expedition kind of was just so good, right? And I thought it to your point about Mayel, you're absolutely right. It's a borderline character, right? Where she could be annoying, but she wasn't, and you're right. But I felt like the voice, when I think back to the voices of Verso and her and Mayel, there were some times when Mayel's voice was a little grating for me personally, right? And not because it's annoying, it's just kind of the tone sometimes that it would get. So I just went with Verso because his character had to be soft, right? Like because of the character and the story that's around his character, he had to imply things and have purpose with the way he had his tone. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my thought. Yep.
Okay, cool. And Donte, you picked Ben Starr as well.
Yeah, like you mentioned, like this was tough. It easily could have been Jennifer English or even Charlie Cox or Troy Baker. I haven't played again Ghost of Yotei or Silent Hill, so I don't know about Erica or Konatsu's performance. So I'm not taking anything away from them. They're probably excellent. But I'm thinking of the games that I played and actually got to hear the work. The ones that it boiled down were those four, but the ones that really stood out to me of those four were going to be Ben Starr and Jennifer English. The reason why Ben Starr I disagree with you a little bit, Riskit, that I don't think it was easy for what he had to do because it wasn't a dial-in thing. There's parts within the game where you have to wonder what his motivations are, but he does also have to come across as he's the person who stepped in to take over the role that the previous person you thought was going to be like your antagonist does not get to fulfill, right? And then you got to wonder like what his motivations are. But then when you understand his pain and understand like his reality, there's a part that happens in the end where there's a line that gets delivered based on the choice that you make, where if you make I consider the wrong choice, there's a heartbreaking line that he delivers that to me that just sealed it for me. Like there's like a ton of emotion in that, which I'm very, very happy. Like I didn't initially choose that. I went and I looked it up and saw it, but just by seeing it, that was it's a very resonant moment in my opinion. And I think he just kind of nailed that throughout the whole game where, he's stoic, but there's a lot of pain that is underneath that he's battling through and trying to also care for this group of people to kind of get them to the end game, but at the same time knowing what his decision is and what's really going to happen like that. I think he knows that, and he kept me guessing all the way up to the very end in terms of what his motivation was. So I thought that's what won me over for Ben Starr. So that's my choice.
I mean, honestly, it is a tough choice, but even if it's a tough choice to not include the rest of the cast for Expedition 33. I think Monaco, which is Rich Keeble, like absolutely killed it as well. Like nailed the humor and the back and forth between him and Verso. So there was a lot. I mean,
Esquier
Esquier,
is
yeah.
freaking
Everybody's great.
fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. I think the whole cast is pretty good.
Yeah, it's just that I mean, I think no one would pick Gustav just because of the reason that I don't think he'll get the pick is just because of the amount of time that he was actually in the game, right?
Yeah.
So, which I think otherwise he might have got that
like
vote.
if that was different, right? If he's throughout the whole game, we could clearly see that he like we'd be like, oh, it's Gustav, you know what I'm saying? So like it's Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's a sort of a tough one where Charlie sort of loses out just because of the amount of time he spent. But like honestly, like all of them, SK, like even I mean, I didn't really get down with Loon that much, but CL, like Renoir, like that, like all of them, like absolutely stunning performances from all of them. So yeah, but for me, just Jennifer had the potential to be really, really annoying. So and she sort of nailed that range of and depth of character. So yeah. Moving on to the next one, innovation and accessibility. We'll move pretty quickly through these. But for me, Doom, because that was the one I played. Assassin's Creed Shadows had like really great innovation. So did South of Midnight. I didn't fuck EAFC. And Atomfall I didn't play. But yeah, for me, Doom had a great amount of accessibility. You could play through the game really easily. You could play through it like very, very difficult, like on a difficulty level, as well as all the other additions. So yeah, for me, Doom. Donte?
I chose Assassin's Creed, but again, I don't think if someone argued Doom or for South of Midnight, I'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like either of those three I thought were decent choices. Again, I'm with you. I don't care too much about EAFC, but again, nothing against anyone who plays it. Shout out to you if you do. So, but like
Magnum,
those
hang on.
So
Magnum, like Doom the Dark Ages was not such a letdown. It was actually a really, really good game. Initially, I struggled to get into it. Like for the first like hour, and then once I was in, I was like loving it. I think it was a really cool boomer shooter, just running through like smashing shit. Like that's what it's supposed to be. This whole hopping around from spot to spot to spot, I couldn't get down with that. But Ollie, you're in accessibility.
Doom. What I pick? Yeah,
Doom. 100%.
I loved this Doom. I thought Doom Eternal was more my favorite until about halfway to 2/3 of the way through, and then I kind of changed my opinion. I think this Doom is now my favorite. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. I love it. I love the shield. I love just the whole thing, the whole heaviness of it. Yeah, it's wicked. It's awesome game. I don't know how if you don't like it, that's not the type of game. That's all good, but like. For me, I think Doom was like this. They nailed this, man, and it's also tough to come up with a new sort of like core mechanic of the same game, sort of relaunching. So they nailed that. Games for impact. Does anyone know what the fuck this means?
Yes.
Like what the fuck does this mean? Like for a
like
thought-provoking game.
Yeah,
it's like
a game that basically
aspects.
kind of pushes the envelope. Exactly. What is pushing the envelope in terms of something that is thought-provoking. Something that is like socially aware, that type of thing, right? So
socially aware, yeah. I don't like that socially aware. I mean, like, cool if it's like I sort of go to there to escape. So I think like if you're talking about an impact, like again, Expedition 33 had a massive impact. I think in the community and for everyone that played it.
That's not the kind of social impact they're talking about.
So let's to go through this one. I see your vote, and I also picked South of Midnight, and it's because like in terms of a social impact, a lot of people don't know a lot about like Louisiana culture and like what happens at like the South culture, right?
Well, that's why I picked it. Yeah.
Right. So that's exactly what this means in that regard. It's basically a pro-social meaning is, giving people this experience of something that maybe these stories aren't told as much, right? And then you're giving someone like this introduction to this part of a culture or world that they probably would have never known on their own, and do it in a really good, meaningful and respectable way. So that is why this one got my vote, and I think that's why it got your vote as well, based upon what I see on the screen. But that's pretty much the meaning of it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like
how much do you know about Louisiana culture prior to something like this?
yeah, I don't know if America, like if it's like there's known like bottle trees, everyone sort of knows that stuff or not. We know about bunyips and like drop bears and stuff like these things that exist in Australia.
That would be the same thing for me learning something about like sorry, Australian culture too. About for like things that I would be completely like foreign to and completely unaware of. But I learned things through you. So if a game basically was able to kind of teach me things about a particular culture from a region in the world or stories from a particular culture, to me, I think that's what this particular category is talking about, right? Like anything that kind of gives you this introduction, and don't think of it as specifically like trying to push a message. It's just more like, hey, here is this story about something that probably normally doesn't get told that people can basically acclimate themselves to. And like when I can see people's response saying that, like, man, I've always been curious about this. This was cool to actually go through it and hear some of the music and learn about these type of things. That's what you're looking for, and I think that's what the category means.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for that was me. I'd be curious to play Lost Records now, Bloom and Rage, because that's in Game Pass. So I'd be interested to see like what that's all about. Holly, which one did you choose?
I don't remember. I voted like 2-3 weeks ago, so I don't remember what I picked. I don't care about this category. Sorry. So I just picked something. I probably picked South of Midnight just because it's I have heard of the Lost Records one, but I don't remember. And I definitely don't remember seeing the other 2 or 3. Sorry.
Roger. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see one to start, but I do want to check out Lost Records because that was the 80s sort of vibe sort of thing. I remember that one being advertised at one of the showcases, or being shown at one of the showcases. It is advertised. That's what it is. But yeah, moving on.
Holly, you just may want to step away from this one, Holly.
Holly,
this has all freaking trash.
You may just want to step away from this one, Holly, because you're not going to be happy.
I voted for Fortnite.
Oh, Holly. Holly,
that is horrific. That's part of the problem. No, but like Fortnite's great, and oh my god, I want that game to die. I loved it when I played it, but my god, I just wanted to die. Marvel Rivals, man, I could not get into that game. It was just like, oh yeah, no. Helldivers 2, oh my god, this game deserves all the awards that it gets. It's just one of those games. It's absolutely amazing. I love this game. I spent hours and hours in this game. Love it. So for me, it's going to be Helldivers, and just what they're doing, the way that they sort of do it with the way that they've now I do have some caveats here, but the way that they've added an extra sector of the of space that you have to defend against. You've got the bugs, you've got the other things. I don't know what they're called. You've got the robot things. I don't know what they're called either.
The Illuminate, the bugs, and then
the Illuminate,
the automatons.
Like absolutely love that, man. But one thing I do have a bit of a complaint about is they brought the new space station in, so they're adding content as well. They're always adding in extra, so weapons and content updates. But the one complaint I have is that once you've upgraded your ship, there's no reason to get samples. And so if you jump in with a level 150, they just don't give a shit about samples, and I'm running around trying to collect them all. So there's a bit of a disconnect there. I'd like to see them bring something in later game that requires samples, right? Aside from the space station. But yeah, I mean, honestly, can't say enough about Helldivers. Holly picked Fortnite, so we won't even talk about that. I can't talk about that. Donte, I mean, over Helldivers.
Helldivers, man. I mean, like, if for someone to say Fortnite, good for you. Fortnite's been there, year upon year for the last 5 or 6 years at least, probably. And
I've never even played Fortnite. I just literally hate the rest of these games. So
well, that's not being objective, Holly. Be objective.
Yes, it
Holly.
Is. It's the least hated.
Okay.
It's the least hated.
Okay. Anyway. So yeah, but it's Helldivers for me for my vote. It's just the game that basically I feel that they continue to they continue to show love to it, right? They make sure they come out with new war bonds. It's just a fun game to jump in and play with friends. It's the one I enjoy the most. I'm not really a Fortnite person. Final Fantasy is cool, but like I would if Helldivers wasn't in this list, I would probably end up taking No Man's Sky because I think they've added so much to that game
Phenomenal.
from like it's just completely night and day from what it was when it first started compared to where it is right now. So it would have been No Man's Sky if Helldivers wasn't in this list. But considering how much time I've spent in Helldivers for me.
Yeah, 100%. Why wasn't Battlefield in there? No, I'm kidding. It will be an ongoing live service game, much better than COD.
Next year.
But also, we'll move on to the next topic. But Holly, you just became the female version of Mr. Burns. You're like, I know what I hate, and I don't hate this.
It's okay.
Guess what? They just had a Simpsons season in Fortnite. So, haha.
Fortnite's good too, man. I just hate that it's going on for so long, and I think those odd, like if a game goes on as long as Fortnite, those games, I think they do damage to the industry. You know what I mean?
Fortnite has 100% damaged the industry in many ways. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And I just think there should be a point at which they go, you know what? At the very least, you know what? We're moving to next gen to help out the console makers. We're going to stop updating these old versions and we're going to do a new version. Everyone's like, oh, we're going to get a new console. That would have helped out the generation, but no, fuck them. Anyway, so the next one is best community support. What is this? Like outstanding community supports? I mean, yeah, definitely I would see No Man's Sky as one of those. Helldivers 2 is one of those. And Baldur's Gate 3 probably is one of those. But Final Fantasy and Fortnite, like, they don't give a their kind of community support is giving you shit to buy. These games should not be in this category. I don't believe. Like, I'm sorry, no. But Helldivers 2, like being straight up with the community, they're like, PlayStation did this with the PlayStation sign-in and it's not us, like, and we don't like it. Like, they're just honest and transparent, and I love to see that. So again, I gotta get that on the thing.
Yeah, play loud. Sing it loud. I don't think the audience is they can't hear you.
Oh, really? You can't hear me?
Yes, they can.
You want me to be louder? Excuse me. Donte, I know which one you picked. Okay, come on.
Listen, I voted for freedom, okay? And democracy and his
democracy.
Like I follow the community page, man. The whoever runs it, they're really, really good. They're always pretty transparent with whatever's happening. If people are reporting issues, they never really come off as like jerks and snarky. And I feel like I don't know. It just feels like a cool community to be a part of. Like everyone I tend to interact with inside of like the Reddit community for Helldivers seems to be like really, really cool. And then the dev team that runs their communities updates and stuff is they seem really, really cool. So it's always I just think that I like what they're doing. It doesn't just seem like you say, like some of the other ones where it's just kind of like, how can you purchase things through our store? We've added ability for you to spend $29.99 on this versus that. So yeah, Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers great. The other thing that
for anybody who voted for Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate is pretty phenomenal and their community is pretty awesome as well.
Yeah, 100%. And No Man's Sky, obviously, constant updates, looking after their community from day one. Even though the backlash was horrific, but also like I will say that they, even with their monetization, they instead of having to buy the whole bundle, if you don't want the bundle or you just want a certain outfit, right, you can buy that separately, which is great. Like I've never seen that before. So Holly, who'd you pick?
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I can see that 100%.
Yeah,
no, 100%. I 100% agree with that. They were fantastic with their community.
The feeling of wanting to run through Baldur's Gate. I've been having that itch lately.
Ooh.
Yeah, I need to.
Ooh, brother. Ooh. I've never even got through Act 1 because I was playing with somebody and they bailed on me. So.
Oh, yeah, I've never done a co-op run, so that would be.
It was fun co-op. Yeah.
I haven't gotten through Act 1 either, by the way. And it's in my backlog.
But he always does the Dark Urge. So it's like, and I always played as Paragon, right? Like that's how I role play. And so I know he will purposely make all the terrible decisions that I'm not going to want him to make. That's right? He's always trying to get me to do a run from.
Wait,
but, like,
who is
nah,
that?
This is my boy Eric. And
Rob?
he's always
Oh,
gonna
okay.
wanna. He's always gonna wanna like just go dark and evil because he knows I play Paragon. So that's the reason why I'm like, nah, man. I know what you're trying to get me to do. But yeah, I'm. If you're thinking about doing a co-op run, I'm down.
Yeah. I really, really want to finish that game, but yeah,
It's
I kind of don't want to play by myself because I had so much fun playing co-op.
it's
What I did play.
really, really good game. Really, really.
Yeah,
It deserves all the things it won when it won.
I also need a little bit of hand holding because it's very RPG, and I'm like, oh fuck this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So yeah, I probably need a bit of hand holding. So if there's enough room for 3, like hit me up, guys. So this is best independent game. And there's a bunch of games in here that I think 110% deserve to be in here and like deserve a vote. But for me, Expedition just nailed it. So Expedition 33 for me. But Absalom, I don't know, but I will check out. It's probably on PC. So I'll eventually get to play those games. Ball Pit, everyone's loving that.
Oh, he just said he would play a PC game. That's it.
Yeah,
Mark it
he's
down.
buying a PC.
I'm buying a
$10,000
PC.
Yes, but he said I'm not playing games on PC. But now he just said he's playing games on
Well,
PC.
why would he
But
buy
I'm
a
gonna-
$10,000 PC if he ain't gonna play no game on him? Right?
I'm gonna play some games.
Ask him.
Right? Because
I'm
remember
gonna
you
play
saying
some
what?
games.
Path ray tracing.
And they're
so
going to
it's
be
like-
with
Games,
path
right?
tracing and all at super high settings. So
yeah.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Okay, hell's freezing over. Okay, and we're here for it. We
It's
witnessed
like
it
my
live.
pipes.
Like, literally, you gotta play that for yourself now. Yeah, it's literally you gotta play it for yourself now. No longer for others, for Umbra and stuff. It's got it for yourself now. So there you go.
can't wait to play on my PC. Path
Welcome,
tracing.
brother.
I'm gonna
Full
be the
settings.
last one, right? I'm gonna be the last one listening to you guys.
You
going,
have a PC.
Well, I know, but I don't have like a new PC. I gotta like upgrade my PC. I don't have a new PC. I'm still running a 2080 Ti. What are you talking about?
Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time.
I mean, yeah, a couple years.
I mean, you can play Dave the Diver. You can play all these other little indie games. That's the thing, like, right? You can get a PC for those little indie games that you miss, or you can get a PC for those big AAAs. That's what it's all about. So yeah, I was Expedition 33, but I think Blueprints is like everyone absolutely love that game. It got huge ratings. Not my type of game. Hades 2, everyone's loving that, and Hollow Knight Silksong. I just think that this is a stack category. But Claire Expedition 33 just gets my vote every time, hands down. I am going to go full PC Master Race. That is 110%. If I had hair, it would be blowing in the wind. Holly, what do you? Or Donte? Or who's up?
Holly.
Donte?
Holly, go Holly.
I mean, I feel like all of these are very deserving, but I did also vote Expedition 33. Just it's like it almost feels bad to vote for that in this category because it for sure just deserves Game of the Year. So it'd be nice to like make sure that Ball Pit or Blueprints could really get something, and this is a great category for it. But Expedition 33, how that studio came together, just everything. It's their very first game. It's totally independent except for their publisher. It's just, it got my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the
Magnum.
cool tweet. I'm
Mags, I
sorry.
just saw Magnum's comment about me playing with you guys co-op. He said Riskit can sit in the corner and watch.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep again because like while all these games are really great and good studios, great studios, what Sandfall was able to do with Expedition 33, it swung for the fence and it nailed it, right? And that's a really hard undertaking to come out for your very first major game to basically have such a huge success and to hit right on everything that they wanted to do. They were able to basically accomplish right everything that they set out to do, and how it all came together from how they found the person who did the music for the game, the story itself, like all that stuff for a first time studio is just I don't think you can ask for a better start. So to me, it just stands that much more above the rest with inside of the list of nominees. So I think it should win that one as well.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, they're all very good games, but hands down, I think Expedition just knocked it out of the park, like in every way. So, and was the zeitgeist. We talked about it heaps. We'll move on to the next one.
Yep.
Red Bull for the $2 super chat says 110%, and I'm betting that's to everything that I said. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm going to go with.
Do we
And
even
again,
do we
yeah,
need to
best
we
indie
could just
game.
say yeah, we're it's like we can skip this one because we're it's like
Yeah.
we already
Holly?
know what we're shooting. Holly, are you differing
Expedition?
in opinion on this one?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Actually, yeah, no.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
It's the same.
What
It's the
blueprints?
same.
Dispatch?
That I think I gave Blueprints 1 somewhere.
Okay. This
But
one
you can skip mobile game.
for best
Like,
debut.
seriously.
yeah. I
Best
mean, I voted in
It
mobile
might
game,
have
but like
been. I don't know.
it was
though.
just
Mhm.
it was. I
Yeah,
literally
just
think
to
I
get to
wrote
the
it
next one.
in the show notes. I wrote.
I think that's what
for
I
mobile
picked too.
games.
I think I picked Sonic as well.
Yeah, but I just wrote "fuck off" in the notes.
Oh.
Because I don't care about mobile games, so I was like, "Fuck off." And then I didn't realize I didn't need to pick, and I could just go to the next category and still lodge my votes. So that I stopped picking. And the
Yeah.
reason I didn't pick VR game is because I don't have VR and I haven't played any of them. I heard Deadpool's
Freaking
great.
Midnight Walk. Midnight
Yeah.
Walk should have been in way more categories. It deserves to win many a thing, and it is
Wait,
a phenomenal
Is
game.
it a VR game that you or is it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it both?
It's
Both.
both. It's both. I played it without VR, but you can tell when you are playing it how fantastic it would be in VR. But
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I'm gonna put this on my list then since I do have VR. So all right. I can
It's
bust out the
so good.
index.
So good.
And I've heard that all these, except for Arcanage and Ghost Town, I haven't heard much about those, but I heard just some of the talk online was Alien Rogue Incursion was pretty amazing. And Deadpool was pretty amazing too. So, and also Midnight Walk. So it's good to see VR sort of taking a hit, and I cannot wait. I don't know which VR I'm going to go with, but now I'm going to be able to. I'm super excited. Path tracing, the whole thing. Again, best action game. Again, this is a bit of a stacked one, and it was a bit of a toss-up for me between Dark Ages and Battlefield 6, but I don't know if Battlefield 6 deserves to be in this category, but I feel like it deserves more nominations than it's gotten, so I chucked that one in. But yeah, for me, it was Doom and Battlefield 6. I haven't played Shinobi yet, haven't played Ninja Gaiden in my backlog, man. Hades 2 was waiting for console, but now I'm going to be playing it with full path tracing on high settings. Donte? What'd you pick, man?
Yeah, for me it was Battlefield. That's just because I loved it. And I haven't gotten a chance to play Hades 2 yet. I still need to play Doom: The Dark Ages. So maybe if I bust that out and play it, again, I will go by what I know that I played and I enjoyed. And so it's Battlefield because I've been playing it like crazy and I've been having a great time with all the different modes. So,
someone's has heard rumors and tell. Holly. Moving on, so we don't have to respond to the chat.
Ages, or am I wrong?
No.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Duh.
Wait, how far have you gotten in Hades? You've played Hades 2, right? Because I hear it's really good.
I bought it. I bought it when it came out first in early access. It is good. There's two worlds. There's an underworld and then a top world, and I haven't made it to the top world yet. I have a friend who bought it when it launched, and he said like it's really good in the both.
Okay.
I just haven't put enough time into it. That was the problem, is I was just kind of in and out. And Hades isn't really one that you can in and out. Yeah.
Yeah, copy that. I mean, I think these are all good games to be in the category. And this is more what I sort of expect to see, a bit of a spread of, games. But it's great to see. It's a tough one. I was like Battlefield 6 or Doom. But yeah, obviously love 6. So I just don't think it deserved to be in there. Best action adventure for me was 110% Split Fiction. Like absolutely nailed. I think that is the full action adventure that's in there. Shinobi is supposed to be really good. Big Mad Mo, I've seen that. I'd be interested to see what Colt is saying. Well too. Hi, Colt. I've got a feeling I know what that is. Holly, which one did you pick? I'm betting on Split Fiction here.
That's tough. I don't remember, because I remember getting here and kind of cringing because it was between that and Indiana Jones. I think I picked Split Fiction.
Yeah,
But
I just
could
think the
have
pacing
possibly picked Indiana Jones, but I think I picked Split Fiction.
the mechanics for me, like just like you said, with the direction, is that pacing, and then always the changing the mechanics, and it kept you coming back. And I didn't finish Indiana Jones because I'm sorry, I got bored. First person action adventure games just aren't my thing. Donte, what did you?
I skipped. I didn't play any of these games, so I skipped. I didn't vote. I'm kind of upset though that Shadows wasn't in it, because I felt Shadows belonged in this category.
Wait a minute, you didn't play Indiana Jones?
Well, I didn't complete it.
Okay.
And it doesn't warrant what I would have considered the best game within that. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of action adventure, it wouldn't have been the best one, because for me, I guess I don't like, most of it is just like the hand-to-hand combat and use of the whip and stuff, which is kind of like, it's cool, it's fun. It's more like the exploration on it that I think is the draw in terms of that game, in my opinion, versus the action portion of it. So if I'm looking at action adventure, I'm like, a game where there's a significant amount of action with my adventure. So I would have wanted to, like, Split Fiction to me belongs in there. I watched Holly play that, and I'm like, that looks really cool. There's a lot of stuff that you're doing along with your adventure. I wanted, if Shadows was in it, it would have been my vote, but for some reason, Shadows has been completely snubbed for everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it was in a couple, but it wasn't in categories where it could even win. This one was actually tough for me, and just a bit of a shout out to Donte here, where he has collected one of my very shiny and also hairy knees, because when Outer Worlds was shown and it was extremely jittery, I'm like, that game is not launching on time. It did launch on time, as Donte said it would. So I'll take that L straight on one of my knees. But yeah, best RPG. Oh, for me, and I think these are all good games in the category. I've only played a little bit of Outer Worlds. It's probably not my type of game. It's okay at the moment, but I've just got too much sort of going on. Plus the other games that are happening. Basically, I'm playing Ark flat out. I can't stop. But Claire Expedition 33. But for me, it was between Avowed and Claire Expedition. I really, really, really liked Avowed. It's sort of like an RPG light, sort of suits me perfectly, where I don't have to pump a lot of time into it, but I did want to. There was some things that it could have been better at, but I loved Avowed. Avowed was just like bang on for me. Like, could play it in third person, could play it in first person, and it was just a sort of a fun romp. The combat was just kept me coming back, really. Yeah, I love that. But Claire Expedition, I don't think that there's been an RPG that can compete with that in this category this year. Maybe Kingdom Come Deliverance, if you're like a true like RPG sort of guy. But yeah, for me, Expedition. Donte, would you?
Yeah. So this one came down between two Obsidian games, which would be between Avowed and Outer Worlds. For me, it was Avowed. The reason why I didn't do Clair Obscur, because for me, like, when I think about it as a role-playing game, I think about, like, kind of you create your own character and try to build that particular character and play that particular role, right? Where in Clair Obscur, you're pretty much, for the most part, just like, you're going through the story, fulfilling the story and uncovering the story, but you're playing a kind of a determined, destined path that's already set out before you, right? You're not really making a bunch of choices in terms of like most RPGs. So when I think about RPG for this category, I'm looking at games that allow you to kind of create your own character, make your own choices that impact the world. And so therefore, Avowed was my choice. I really love Outer Worlds 2. I think between the two that really stood out to me, Avowed gets the slight nod. It was just, I was really, really enjoying the combat. Really enjoyed creating my character, all the story beats that I was able to kind of uncover, choices that I made, and the way it all kind of comes together at the end, where I see like the decisions that I made, how they impact the overall world. The same thing happens in Outer Worlds 2, but I was just more, taken in by Avowed because of just I don't know. I just like the whole presentation. So Avowed got my vote. Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Mo. We have a rare moment of agreement. Yeah, it's a JRPG, Clair Expedition, which is also what was, sort of that melding of the Western. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. That I know what you're saying when you say like that true RPG making decisions sort of thing, and then there's the other JRPG side of it. Holly, interesting one. I'm not sure which one you're going to pick. I've been pretty on the money with what I thought you would pick until now. Now I'm not sure.
What do you think I picked?
Play Obscure.
I think you picked Claire Obscure, but I wouldn't be surprised if you picked Outer Worlds.
You are wrong on both guesses.
What'd you pick?
Oh, she get it out. Oh wow.
I picked Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Wait, you played that?
Whoa.
I did not. But
I'm so confused.
in the actual category of RPG, which is a role-playing game where you live the world, be the world, are the world responds to you, right? And your consequences and all of that. From everything I've seen and all the feedback and things that I've just seen on Twitter about people talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance, nothing does that more than that game does.
They'll probably
to your point, some of these other games, like, they're role-playing games, but not like role-playing, you know what I mean? They're more of like a story driven. And like it was funny because
100%.
like a day before I voted, I read this post on Twitter from this guy who said, Kingdom Come Deliverance continues to surprise me. He said he had an inventory of like a tattered shirt or something like that, right, in his inventory, and he dropped it on the ground. He walked away, and like a day later he comes back, or he walked down the street and he turned around and he saw this NPC woman just come out of her house to do something, looks down, picks up the shirt, and then takes it back and like washes it and puts it on, right? Like, and talk to somebody about finding a shirt on the street, just with him hearing it passively, right? And like to have that level of just random detail in the game is tremendous, right? For an RPG. So that's why I voted for it. Plus, I think that it's a very highly regarded game this year. I think that this category above all fits where it deserves to shine the most.
Yeah, I think it will end up winning. I'm just basing it off of the games that I've played, and because I feel like Franz is gonna come at me because he knows I haven't played it. So, but at least the Obsidian games, not the same level that Kingdom Come has in terms of interact or how the world responds, but it also has your choices do have consequences, right? You know, things that you do determine how the game's going to end at the very end. So, but probably not as in depth as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 does.
Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with the reasoning on that. Yeah, that to me is, the in-depth RPG systems are what makes an RPG, I guess. But as Claire, again, I don't play very many JRPGs, so for me, it drew me into a JRPG that I would generally not play. So for me, it was Expedition. Lotus the Spree with a $10 super chat says that blue number does everything wrong.
You sure about that? Ask her to load up EV Mux.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Ask her to load up
the program does wrong to me.
Did anyone vote for this one? Because I didn't. I was like, nah.
Nah, I didn't. Man, I'm old. I don't play fighting games anymore. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
I think I voted for Mortal Kombat just because it's Mortal Kombat, but I have no.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably go the Capcom collection if I had to vote. I haven't played it, but I have played all those games like back in the day, right? So, I mean, Virtua Fighter 5, I would actually like to check out, but yeah, they're just not games that I play anymore. Back in the day, they were all the rage sort of things. We'd sit around and, like in a group playing Mario Kart and fighting games and stuff. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's just sort of dropped off. I think that's the end of our categories.
No, it's not.
There's a couple more. It's family.
Which is weird because it didn't say next category. But so next one's best family one, and I'm like, ooh, what do you do in a family? I think the only ones here is like Lego Party, Lego Voyages, Sonic, and I don't think that Split Fiction should be in there, and I don't think that Donkey Kong Bonanza should be in there. because they're not family games, right? You're not playing as a family. Like it's their kiddie. They're more.
Like you're sitting in the same room playing co-op with your family member. Like brother and sister or brother and brother sit next to each other playing Split Fiction. That's family. That's a family game.
No, it's a friend game. Maybe there should be a friend category. But to me, Mario Kart's always been the big family sit around game. So that's
I haven't heard great things about Mario Kart World. That's the problem, though. Like I've heard
it's not very good.
Mario Kart World. Like it's like it's one of the more letdowns of the Mario Kart franchise from the things I've heard from people who've played it. So that's the reason why I wouldn't get my vote.
Yeah, but it's good. It's okay. I mean, I played it. It's okay. It doesn't have as much content. It's fully built out. Like, and there could be more that I think that they'll add over time. But, yeah, I thought it was like when it comes to family, that's a game that I play with my kids. So, yeah.
If you had to vote, if you had to bet money on who you think is going to win, you think it's going to be Mario Kart? You have to put money on it.
Probably Lego Party or Lego Voyages, but we'll see. Okay. Holly, what's your bet?
I think I voted for Donkey Kong here just because I enjoyed Donkey Kong and I thought it was better than Mario Kart. So, but
a pretty big one.
I really want to play. I really want to play Lego Voyagers. Like, I need a person to play that with. I really want to play that.
Is that on Nintendo?
Really? No, it's everywhere.
Okay.
Magnum said, hate on Mario Kart. He says Mario Kart is actually pretty great. So, all right. Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
Heard it here first. So Magnum is great.
It's actually, well, I mean, that's weird coming from Magnum because he hates everything and everyone. But
dang, roasted.
Yeah, Magnum, you gonna take that? Don't let him do that to you. Don't let him.
Okay. Sorry,
the next
I just
one.
doing two things. Yeah, let's get the next one.
Did we vote on this one? Because I didn't.
Here's the thing. So
I voted for the Altars.
Yeah, because you played that.
Yeah.
No, but I heard good things about it from people who I did see playing and talking about it. So maybe the Altars wins that one.
I know that I don't know if that sort of is in that cat. It's not. I don't know if it's in the right category. It doesn't feel like it fits in that category, but I haven't played it, so I don't know.
It is a sim. It's a simulator.
It's a simulation, right? Where you're just constantly trying to get the. Anyway, I can't give it away, but yeah, it's a simulation.
It is.
Yeah. I don't know why it says irrespective of platform there. That's a bit weird, right? I mean, we take platform into account for every other game, but we just don't do it for sim and strategy. Anyway, and we know they do because PlayStation. Well, I didn't pick one here because I didn't play any of them. But now that I'm buying a PC, I might. So, watch this space for next year. Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to add anything to this one? No? Cool. Move on.
Nah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was just like, I was gonna put rematch in there because I actually played a bit on that one. So
this is your moment right here to back up Mario Kart World, and you're not doing it.
No, because I don't. Like, this is a racing game. This is a kart fun game. This is a kart fun game. This is a sports game. I can get down with that. And why the fuck is that?
Why are casual racing games in this? Like, you know what I'm saying? When I mean like arcadey, as opposed to something like, F1 I get, right? And if it was anything similar to that or Forza I get, but I don't know. When I think sports racing, sports/racing, the arcadey ones kind of seem a little bit out of place. But anyway.
I mean, is this all there was this year to throw in there? I mean, that's what I feel like they were struggling for.
There's no Forza. That's what, next year maybe. I'm thinking Forza next year. So yeah, that makes sense. And then
Forza's a shoe in to win it when it comes in. We'll jump to the next one because I'm pretty sure Holly didn't vote on that. Could be wrong. You can tell me off.
Sonic.
Best.
I voted Sonic.
You voted Sonic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair. like, this is where I got to this one, and I'm like, how is this here and not in the audio design? I was like, what
At least it got nominated for something.
I mean, yeah, it should get nominated for best multiplayer. Like, it is the best multiplayer. Like 110%. I think Split Fiction would come a close second. So it'd be like Arc Raiders, Split Fiction, Battlefield 6.
Peak should be Peak is very close to Arc Raiders.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, as far as
less
fun.
Okay.
Peak is fantastic.
More helping, less murdering. I didn't play, but yeah, my pick was obviously Arc Raiders. I was up to like 2:00 last night playing it. This is why my brain's not functioning at its peak optimum ability. Holly, who'd you pick?
Clearly Arc Raiders. But I really wanted to do an honorable mention of Peak because I just love Peak. It is so good. It is so good. But Arc Raiders deserves to win, and if it doesn't, shame.
Monad's on the hate train at the moment with Arc. He's not entirely happy. We had a couple of bad runs. I'm probably being a little bit careless in fairness, so I need to next time we go in, Monad, I'll be more careful. Not get us killed. Donte, people could not kill us, but blame me, not them. People will be people. Donte, who did you
So this one was tough for me, but I went with Battlefield. And I tell you the reason why is because
Shun the unbeliever. Shun.
When I think of multiplayer, I want like something that kind of forces me to have to be cooperative with people within my team. And Battlefield to me does that more so. I think Arc Raiders, you can easily go into it solos, right? And have a good time, but it's gonna like if the interaction with just the other randoms, whether you guys team up or they're just trying to attack you, if that's what you're looking for, then cool. But when I think about how I like games I enjoy that are multiplayer, there are ones that foster more working together. And I think no game out of the ones that, I mean, maybe I haven't played Elden Ring, so the other games I'm discounting because I haven't played them. And I know Split Fiction, you do got to definitely work together in order to kind of, get past pretty much everything, right? So like, I looked at that particular aspect of which I enjoy out of multiplayer games. And the ones that I played out of the two were Arc Raiders and Battlefield. So therefore Battlefield took the nod for me because it fosters that more so than Arc Raiders. But Arc Raiders, obviously, it's great. But a lot of my playtime was just kind of like, went out, grabbed a few things, returned back. Went out, grabbed a few things, returned back. Battlefield, I had some crazy highs of like winning my first Red Sec match, winning Gauntlet with the boys. Coming back in a conquest game when we were down 150 tickets and we had 50 and we still ended up winning. Like those highs to me stick out, and that's why it got my vote.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was where's the vote for Mind's Eye, says Cole. Yeah, right? I guess Arc Raiders for me is because there is that PvP element in there. And when you have a win on that PvP, when someone like comes at you and you just wreck them, that is awesome. Like when someone starts some shit and you finish it, love that. Like I said the other day on Twitter, if it's violence they want, it's violence they'll receive. Battlefield 6 would be a very close second. You know me in Battlefield, love it. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty fair. Best adaptation, I fucking love The Last of Us, even though we've had 1,000 iterations of it in some
garbage.
like form or another.
Me?
I absolutely love The Last of Us, and I still love the second season. It was great.
What is wrong with you?
It's fantastic. It is fantastic. I love The Last of Us.
Not.
It is so good.
You must be joking.
You just don't
I'm
like
not
joking.
Holly, you gotta take away your inability to not be objective when you hate something. When you hate something, your objectivity goes out the window. If you're just being objective.
The other ones, I'm just joking. This is the one that cannot be explained away as a rational human to like the second Last of Us. Like there is no way that is a rational human thought. Like I can't. I
haven't gone far enough to make a full what's the name on it because I got too upset about a certain situation. I was too mad to go back and complete it. But
see,
I love.
I'll go back and complete it eventually, and then I'll make an actual real judgment.
It was so bad you quit the game within the first hour.
Yeah, but I was being emotional with that, right? Yeah, I was mad emotionally, and that's the
It's
reason
not going to
why.
get any better. It's just worse and worse and
Was it
worse,
worse
and you
because
will
it was
hate yourself. You will hate your life. You will hate the characters around you. You will hate the situation. You will hate to sit down and play to finish the game for the next 40 hours. You will hate every minute of it. And then at the end, you will sit there and say, I hate that I just spent all those 40 hours doing this terrible things.
I don't know, Holly. You don't like Battlefield and you don't like Helldivers, so I'm not for sure if
I didn't say I
want.
didn't like
So-
Battlefield.
Well, you did say. That is the
I did
point.
not.
So, like, you literally just rationalized the actual, like, what Neil Druckmann, the absolute genius. No, I'm kidding, his dick. But like, he does have a dash of genius. But like, that's what he was doing. Like, he wanted you to feel that all the way through. He wanted you to feel like that anger, that like why that
it's not,
that, like,
but it's not well done.
Don't say
That's
enough,
the problem.
Don't say enough to. I want to go and play it without any feelings or any
it's-
preconceived notions. So don't tell me anything about how it kind of unfurls.
I could say,
let
like,
me go do it. And then
Expedition 33 is a good example of where you find out things that you don't want to know, you don't want to hear, you don't love, right? That this is what's happening or this is the outcome or whatever, right? However, it does it in a way that's impactful and emotional, but also in a way that you can absorb and move and progress and still find the beauty in everything else happening. Neil Druckmann just does it to sniff his own farts because it's terrible. It's
But
just
I'm
I'm such a boss and I did this thing and it's so cool. It's terrible.
I mean, to me,
Terrible.
what happened in
Terrible.
it, as much as I hate
Terrible.
what happens in it, makes sense for the world that it's in. And I
It
think a lot
doesn't.
of our-
It's
does.
just him trying to be smug. I literally just spit on my
I
screen.
think
'cause
what
I'm so
happened
mad.
is what happened is, I hate it. It makes sense considering how that world is what that world is, and I just still
Like-
hate it. I still hated it, but what
No.
it makes sense in terms of the
It's
world.
bad. It's terrible. It doesn't make sense. It's just
Tell us
him
how you
being
really
him.
feel, Holly.
Oh,
us-
you want me to actually unpeel the layer?
So wait, no.
one-
I just want
The
you. I
one
want you to-
critique, the
what's
one
your
critique, and I can't say anything that I
Don't
would
say
have is the
nothing, damn
ending.
it.
Is the ending doesn't
say
land.
nothing.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Yeah, the ending doesn't land. Quite
The whole game
quite
doesn't
right.
land except in a
The whole
duty
game,
field.
the game was amazing. Just that ending, they sort of went a little bit sideways.
But
But
that I see from the game is pretty phenomenal. Some of the actions that you're doing, the actual gameplay aspects of it and design seems pretty phenomenal. Some of the stuff that I've seen in videos that I've watched. So I just feel like some of the story beats piss people off that they never recovered from it. That's how I feel. And so I'm willing to go figure out if I'm going to still be as pissed off or if I will be like, I have a feeling about the story, but at the same time, the rest of it still worked out and it wasn't as bad as people are making it out to be. That's what I want to see. I could come back, Holly, and be like, Holly, you're absolutely correct. So we'll see.
You will.
That's going to be my
You
thing.
will.
I'm
You
gonna
will
play that
regret
game
this decision.
in the next few
You
months.
will regret.
And then
You
I will
will
see if you're
regret
right or
the
not.
decision. You will say, Holly, I should have listened to you. And I will listen to you the next time and the time after that, because that game was so bad that it's made me question all of my life choices, despite hearing that it was really this bad, and I still did it.
All right, we'll see.
It's not that bad. We can have this conversation another time, but like for me, this was the vote, 100%.
Yeah, that was the vote for me too. Holly, who did you vote?
Splinter
For?
Cell.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that though.
Is that on
and I
Netflix?
want to check it out.
Or Prime?
Netflix.
It's good?
Is it good? Holly?
I don't know.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know. It's
Oh
not The Last of Us. And I tried to watch a Minecraft movie, but it did not go well for me. I could not get very far into it, so I wasn't going to vote for that.
I mean,
So
I
it's
did see
between-
Until Dawn, and I did see Devil May Cry, and so Devil May Cry was good. But I mean, in terms of between Devil May Cry Until Dawn and Last of Us, I felt like the production value for Last of Us was the better adaptation.
Last of Us will win. I mean, let's just cut the chase, right? Last of Us will win, but it shouldn't.
All right.
And even most of the journalists and stuff were only gave that entire season overall like a 6 out of 10. It was not a great like.
Yeah, I see it. I did see that it fell off a little bit compared.
It was amazing. Loved it.
All right, next one.
Watched it twice actually. This one's a tough, like a really tough one, right? Marvel Wolverine dropped the ball for me. I feel like it's just because of the leaks. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go. Is it going to be another Spider-Man like where we're leaping around the thing? So for me, Grand Theft Auto 6, like maybe I'm being a bit snobby. We'll see how this goes. Like it could be really, really good. I still am very much anticipating that game. 007 looks amazing. Super psyched for that one. Also, so I'm stoked for all these. I want all these games now. But yeah, it's got to be The Witcher 4 for me. That's the most anticipated for obvious reasons. Donte?
So this one I did a vote based off of like just being realistic. Like obviously out of all these games, the most anticipated for majority of people is going to be Grand Theft Auto. For me personally, it's probably going to be The Witcher 4. Like that's the one I really am personally looking forward to. But I did go with the vote of like what I feel is going to be the probably one of the biggest games ever, and I think it's going to be Grand Theft Auto. So that's the one that I voted for. But I probably doubt that one in. If I was picking honestly of what I want to play, it's The Witcher 4.
Yeah. For me, Witcher 4. That's how I picked. Holly, what's your where are you at with the most anticipated? Tough one to pick.
It's gonna be GTA, but I picked Resident Evil because that is my most anticipated.
There's one that's not in there that would probably still be your most anticipated. We haven't heard much about since I think it was like a year ago.
Exodus.
Judas, I was gonna say.
Oh, well, that game's never coming out. I've given up on it. That game's never coming out. Ken Levine just likes to tease people. It's not coming.
Yeah. And the next one, we'll jump to the next one. Who cares? But I did pick Burt Peanut because he is hilarious, and you should all go and pick Burt Peanut.
Everybody should pick Burt Peanut. Please pick Burt Peanut because he's amazing. He's amazing.
He's hilarious.
Kadinga, ka-chow, kabloozy.
Yeah. Yeah. He is amazing. If you haven't seen any Burt Peanut, jump in there and
it's a sweet peer. I start coming across his videos on
so
Instagram.
Funny.
And I start sending them over to Holly and Colt, but they never check my Instagram messages. They ignore me.
I do. I responded.
I kept flooding them with Burnt Peanut stuff, and they just never read them. So
if you ever add me on,
we all found the Burnt Peanut because he's freaking hilarious.
Oh my gosh, he's so good. He's so funny.
If you ever add me on Instagram, you'll regret it. I'm one of those people that sends through ridiculous amounts of reels. So I don't know if anyone watches it.
I do send them to you now. So I get to share with you the Burnt Peanut.
Yes, send them to me. I think it's hilarious. Look,
Colt said he's too offended when he sees your reels, Donte.
He never opens his reels. He messaged me yesterday. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I forgot that this thing even has messages. I'm just now seeing this. Shut up, Colt. Open your reels.
Oh, the reels are good. Yeah, Dante's reels are good. My reels are good. Like, honestly. Holly never responds to my reels. I feel like she's blocked me.
Honestly, I don't open Instagram that often. But when I do, I look at the stuff. And then
when you do, you've got at least 3 to 4 hours of content there waiting.
That's true. It's true. It's true. When you're looking for the new line and it's just keeps going and you can't find it. Yep, that's it.
Best
esports game, who gives a shit? But I didn't pick any. Anyone pick anything?
Counter-Strike.
Nope.
I picked Counter-Strike.
Don't care.
I don't care.
No, don't care.
But I picked Counter-Strike.
Don't care for the next category either. I don't care who the best esports team is. Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah, I don't really know why he puts these in here.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good for the people who are like heavily into it. Like, I can imagine
they're
like
not even during the show. They just do them in the
Yeah.
thing.
But if you're a teen and you're like super into this and you follow it, probably that's cool. I'm too old to care about that stuff. So none of these categories for esports stuff mean anything to me. So congrats to whoever wins.
Yeah, good on that. I don't know if you can call them athletes though, but whatever.
I mean, it does require a level of skill, right? And if you can play pool and be an athlete, why not a gamer?
Right. Yeah, no. Best esports team? Yeah, I don't care either. Anyone else care? No one cares.
Nope. Don't care.
Vitality. I don't know. What it is.
I do too. Big
Players
I follow Halo World Championships as well.
I was like, with this one, I was like, the whole thing was a player's voice because we all.
I'm like,
whatever.
Yeah, right. Like, huh? Was it
Yeah.
what we've been doing this whole time?
What is different of this than Game of the Year, right?
Yeah,
right.
Like,
So it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
But of course, you can pick multiple things here. Am I tripping?
Yeah, but it's like voting in Australia, right? So you don't just like vote for the one person that you want to win or the one party that you want to win. You've got two options. You can pick 5 or you can pick all of them and number them all. So you can be like, this is the 5 that I pick in this ranking order, or I won't vote on that section of the voting thing and I'll go down to this one and I'll go through every single party and every single independent and I'll number them all accordingly. And once I've gotten to 50, then I'll place my vote, which no one fucking does. Like, I don't know why we have that. But anyway, this is, you pick your top 5. So I was like, all right, well, I put Dispatch in there because they skipped Xbox, as they should, because PC is better.
Oh, man.
it is. Here we go.
Here you guys go. What podcast am I on these days?
Mo, go mad in the chat, Mo. No, I'm kidding. Xbox is best. Love Xbox. My PC is an Xbox. I just came up with that, by the way. You guys like that? My PC is an Xbox. My Xbox.
Stop that right there. Stop that.
Oh, you voted Pauline Hanson, Magnum? We got to have a chat one day. Hit me up on Xbox. We need to have a chat. So, yeah, Claire Obscure, Dispatch for me. Donkey Kong. And I'm going to, full disclosure, I haven't played Donkey Kong Dispatch, but I did a Holly on this one, and I like picked everything I didn't hate. I know I wasn't going to hate. Played Hades 1, thought it was pretty good. I didn't hate Silk Song. I thought it was good. It just got like too hard. Mo, you love PC. And Donkey Kong looked amazing. Dispatch looked amazing. And Ghost of Yotai, it's more of the same. Wuthering Waves, I think that's and Genshin Impact is not my kind of games. I could have thrown Kingdom Come Deliverance in there, but yeah, I didn't pick Death Stranding because again, boring. So Holly, what were your picks on the player's voice?
E33, Donkey Kong, scroll down. Sorry. Hades, Kingdom Come. Scroll down. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Well, then that's it.
All right.
That's what you picked?
Yeah.
Me.
That's what you picked.
Okay. Donte, what would you pick?
Well, at first I didn't know you can pick 5. So now that I can pick 5, I'm going to pick so obviously Expedition. I'm actually going to get a little crazy here and be a little pony, but I'm going to do Death Stranding 2, Ghost.
What?
Yep. Hades 2, and then and the rest are in no particular order. But my main thing that I would pick over and over again is going to be Expedition 33. That is the game.
If Expedition 33 does not win Game of the Year, man, and it's like Death Stranding,
if Expedition 33 does not win, I need to do something that, like, my confidence that it's going to win. I need to do something that would be somewhat embarrassing, but not degrading. So hold me to a standard of something, because I'm that confident it's going to win. But hold me to a standard of something that I have to do if it does not win Game of the Year.
Burn your Xbox in the street.
No.
Look, if it wins, then like at the moment, I'm 99.9% sure that Keighley is a PlayStation shill. If Death Stranding wins Game of the Year, That's that 0.1%, 0.001%. Like,
it's not voted on by him. It's voted on by the journalists. So, you know, and I mean, journalists
to
tend
be quite
to
honest, man, I
favor
think
things
I
like that.
think it's a lock because I think the only game that I thought would really have been like give it a run for its money, outside of probably Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, was Arc Raiders. And since Arc Raiders wasn't in the list, I feel like it has an even better chance now of basically winning. Because I thought like the way people have been talking about Arc Raiders and loving it, I was like, hey, there's a good chance if it's in the conversation, it maybe could, the recency of it could potentially push some people towards it versus Expedition 33 since it came out at the beginning of the year. But with it being out, I feel even more confident that Expedition 33 will do what I expect, which is dominate Game Awards.
yeah. I just can't see it. I can't see any other game like taking that spot. There's just so many categories it's winning in, and like the main one, it just 110%. Holly, your final word on the Game Awards.
I'm there for the world premieres and the new trailers. There's going to be a trailer for Expedition 33. Sorry, no, Exodus. My brain was in the wrong spot. Exodus. A new trailer for that. I'm very excited for it. I expect it.
Like game that we've been waiting for. The BioShock.
No, that's Judas. It's never coming.
Judas, yeah. We just.
Oh, okay.
No, this is the one that's the new RPG that's being built by the original Mass Effect guys that left BioWare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that game is going to be big and it's coming. I think it's coming out. I was just talking to Mo about Mo and I are like Exodus buddies. I think it's gonna come out, and I think he's right too. I think it's gonna come out late spring. Probably April, May is kind of what he and I were talking about. I agree with him on that. And so they're gonna have a new trailer then. And also I just really, I really enjoy that aspect, and people shouldn't get mad about what games do win or don't win if your favorite didn't win, etc. Because at the end of the day, like, it's nice that they do this for people, but play the games, buy the games that you love, enjoy them. It's okay, right? It's still a great game whether it won or not.
Yes, and make sure Expedition wins everything.
Yes, and I am going to. I think, pretty sure I'm going to stream the Game Awards. So.
Oh, okay.
I might have a guest or two. We'll see. But
copy. Yeah. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. We had a bunch of other topics, but that one I figured was going to take like a little while. Yeah. So, and we're sort of running a fair bit over time, so it's been a bit of a long show. But I want to shout out to the chat. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming through and spending some time with us, as you do every week. You guys in the chat on YouTube, and you guys on Twitter and X that came through to show your support. Thank you very much, each and every one of you guys. And that one person on Twitch that I'm pretty sure is me. Thank you, me. Holly, let people know where they can find you and what's happening in life.
I kind of just did that. Whoopsie. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We appreciate you. I am ThatBlueNumber everywhere. And like I said, I think I'm going to be streaming the Game Awards next Thursday night on my channel, or perhaps another one. Follow me on Twitter to find out exactly. And I will also put a post up on YouTube, wherever that's going to be. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to be working on a new video, I think, over the weekend. So hopefully I can get that out by Monday or Tuesday. So thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, my son just came in and he won a certificate for, he didn't win a certificate. He got a certificate for his swimming. So awesome work, my son. Donte, let people know where they can find you and what's your
Yeah, first off, shout out to everybody within the chat. Appreciate you guys as always for coming and rocking out with us, man. You guys are really the best. Appreciate you guys for showing support. Catch me on the socials, Donte J Moody, and yeah, we will catch you guys on the next one. I ain't got nothing else. Hungry, so I'm starting to get a little shaky.
I have some 76 to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's being
That
He's
too.
not listening.
Hey, little man.
Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Yeah, you can't hear him because he's in my ear, but that's all good. No, I'm not going to stick him in your ear.
I'm not really in his ear. I'm not really in his ear. We're not.
All right, we're
his
going to
ear.
say goodbye to everyone. So thank you everyone in the chat. You guys can head down in the description, press all the links for the guys in the panel and myself. And we will see you all. Hi Emma, you're alive. We'll see you all. The whole family's in here. We'll see you all in the next one.
Have a great
And
weekend,
bye-bye.
everybody. Peace.